All right, I'm good to go. All right, so who would like to start us off? Let's go. Sabor, put your mic on. Let's go. Let's talk to you for a second.
All right.
All right. So you're about to, hear a reading of the work. Ramel, I'm going to ask you to present first. Um, this is the time. So you're officially taking on the title of playwright, right? So you're the writer in the room. So
Okay.
the question for the playwright before a reading of his or her work will always be, um, is there any notes that you have about the character, or anything that you think Ramel should know? Or do you want to just listen and then talk afterwards?
Listen and talk afterwards.
All right, that sounds cool. Okay, um, Ramel, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay, so I'm on my way to the park, and a kid that goes to my school, he texts me and he's asking if I had a pair of the Jordan ones, the color purple, and the court purple. And I told him that I had them and we can meet at the park. So I see him. We begin to talk about the sneaker. He asked me about the condition and the resale value. We finally agree on the price, 400. That's like just enough to be able to help my mom with me and my siblings' phone bill. So I'm ecstatic. And he hands me the money. I put it in my wallet. We part ways. I'm quick to call the Uber home so I can give my mother the money. I get in the Uber, and on the way home, I noticed that I don't know where the money is. Like, I'm like, could you believe this? Like, I'm starting to panic. I'm scared, that if I don't find it, the three of us won't be able to use our phones. So I get out of the Uber sad. Um, I'm starting to tear up. My mother doesn't even know that I sold the sneakers, and I, I wanted it to be like a surprise. I feel like I let everyone down, So I don't know. My next sneaker meetup, I just got to make sure that my money is secure, so I don't lose any profit. Let's see.
Scene, cool. All right, good, good, good. Give him a round of applause. Give Sabor a round of applause as well, 'cause he's the writer. All right, Sabor, come back on. Any thoughts, comments?
Uh, that was tough.
All right, why did you say that?
Oh no, I just enjoyed it.
Okay, it was good. Ramel, what do you think? What's your takeaway? So, and also give a introduction of yourself and things of that nature.
Yeah. What's up, guys? I'm Ramel. Um, with Mr. Neves for years now since back in like 14. Um, I'm an actor, writer, filmmaker now. I was still in the process of my first feature film. Um, been teaching there with Neves, the juvenile for before the pandemic kind of shut down, and yeah, that's pretty much me. Um, but yeah, the monologue, I really enjoyed it. I think it had like a nice, strong kind of climax and twist. Um, I was curious to see like where the money went, because I actually had a situation like this that happened to me in real life. It was with my brother. He was selling sneakers in Atlanta, and we were in Atlanta, and it was some like street hood dudes in Atlanta that he was about to buy the sneakers from my brother. So I told my little brother, I'm like, you stay in the car, let me just go do the transaction. I'll do the transaction, I take the money, and I get in the car, and I see there's a bunch of counterfeits. And I'm like, oh shit, they got me. So this kind of just took me right back there, and it just kind of like opened my mind up, like my imagination up as to what could have happened. I think so many things could, like, you're not saying exactly what happened to the money, like leaves so many different choices and rooms for more stories as to what happen with that money, um, which I think is really dope, kind of genius. I don't even know if it was intentional. Um, and yeah, I think there was just a lot of layers in this.
Okay. Cool. And also, it's interesting. Actually, it's weird. I think actually you actually told me that story about you and your brother before. But
Uh,
one thing that it makes me want to ask you is like, how much when it comes to an actor and a writer, like, is it good to have like personal connections like that, or how do you do that? Like, do you put do you connect those your association with it, or how do you do that?
yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a bunch of different, techniques that people use. Some people like don't actors prefer not to find themselves
Mhm.
at all in their part. I don't really understand that method, but me personally, I always try to find myself in the role, because the goal at the end of the day is always to tell the truth. So if I can substitute my real life um with the story down to the little nuanced details, then I feel like the more uh honesty I can bring forth to the character.
Good. All right, cool. And Sabor, also just, on my personal note, I like the monologue a lot because, typically when you see like characters that are men, black men, men of color, it's always like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm thugged out, this, that, that. Like it's not a whole lot of showing of emotion. But I really like the fact that your character, like he showed the emotion, like he showed that he cared about his brother and sister. Like what he was doing everything for was bigger than him, his sister and mother. My fault. And I like the fact that it wasn't just like it was a dude who just wasn't like I have no emotions. Like I'm just thugged out, nigga. Excuse my language. Y'all are a little bit older, but thugged out. I'm gonna just go kill, shoot someone, rah rah. You know what I mean? It was a little bit different because there was some emotional element to him that you could tell that he was doing something for his mom and his sister, and then he felt the fact that he couldn't come through for them and things of that nature. So that was my personal appreciation for what you wrote. That I really liked it. All right, cool. We're gonna talk to you in a few though. We're gonna come back and ask. Sabor, you're no, take that mic off. So thoughts. What do you think about all of that you just heard? Everything.
I appreciate it. I think I could have did a little bit better, but yeah.
All right. Well, that's the purpose of a reading, because it's like, people, you write something and then some plays they go on to be like 60, 90 pages. You can't get it all down in like 1 week. So that's the purpose of a reading. It's like you hear it again, you work on it. Let me ask you this. What would you do to make it better? Like if you were to ever work on it again?
I would give more description to the transaction of the money, like make it seem like the kid that I got it from was acting a little sketchy, or like the way he handed me the money was kind of weird, like it was balled up and not like full. Like most of the time, people will hand you like the money either folded or like the bills just straightened out to you,
Right.
and or like maybe he handed me the money rolled up in a rubber band or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then add like a little backstory, like it wasn't his money; he stole that from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to clean the money, and now I have dirty money. Maybe
Right.
some, yeah.
Okay, that would be good. I think that would be good. Any because all of that it just keeps the audience more into it, more like listening more and stuff like that. All right,
Yeah.
copy. Good. Let's take a break from you and go to Anaya. And I'll hand everything over to Shelby. Shelby, whenever you're ready, I'll let you um, go ahead. I'm also going to ask Danielle, because you're here and you're listening to these, make sure you're listening because you sat through the class. You missed one day, but I want you to say just what you're hearing and if you understand like the monologue, what you thought about the characters and things of that nature. Okay? All right, whenever you're ready, Shelby, take it away.
I was standing there glancing through the window, looking at the two people who abandoned me. I began to walk into the coffee shop. They greeted me like there wasn't a problem. I sat down from them and I couldn't believe it. They wanted to take me back. After all these years, I felt guilty because I thought I did something wrong. I grew with anger. I wanted to yell. I walked away from them to calm myself down. Once I came back into the room, I rejected the offer and I told them, even though I'm in foster care, there's nothing you can do to make me come back. They offered me a $500 deal to live with them and I could bring my foster siblings. I thought to myself, they must be rich. I took the offer and I packed my things, said goodbye to my foster parents, and moved into my new home. It was huge. I have my own bathroom, my own closet, my own everything. I guess this new journey won't be so bad. They seem like great parents, but I'll never move past the fact that they just let me go and see. I think you're muted still.
I'm here talking to myself. Okay, my fault. Give Anaya a round of applause, the playwright. Very good. Also, give Shelby a round of applause. Thank you, Shelby. That was
Thank
very
you
good.
guys.
Got that 10 minutes ago, so that was real good. That was real good. Okay, I'm gonna go with Anaya first for to hear her response and her reaction. Anaya, what'd you think?
I think Miss Shelby did really good. Uh,
Why? Why? What made it good to you?
I liked how like she put her emotions into it and like made it her own thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you think it would sound like that?
Yeah,
You did? Okay.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Shelby, what do you think? What were your thoughts?
Well, when you first sent it to me, I was like, whoa, this is like really heavy, but not necessarily in any kind of way, like in a bad way or anything. I thought that the monologue had a lot of depth and it gave me wiggle room to pick and choose when I wanted to kind of deal with that struggle. Like I've been in that situation. It's kind of like a pride thing. Like you don't want to let the people who let you down know that you're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Like you kind of want to stay to yourself and be like, I can handle things on my own. I've definitely been in that position. So kind of like Ramel was saying, it was easy to think back on previous experience and pull from that. So I just really applaud you, Anaya, because I feel like that monologue is very deep. Like it's real deep, and the content of it, um, it's intense. And so, yeah, I think it's great that you were able to put that on the page. And thank you for sharing it with us.
Yeah. There was, I mean, I have to be honest with you. My first time hearing it all the way through was when you read it, Shelby. I'm looking through it now. There was something, I think it was that last line I'm reading, but I'll never move past the fact that they let me go. I thought that that was a very powerful choice by the playwright. I think that her choosing to let that um, to let the character hold on to that was a really awesome choice, and it was also a brave choice too, because I feel like some writers, when they write a script or a movie, like they feel the need to like make everything pretty at the end. It's like I'm coming to an end, so let me just wrap everything up with a nice bow and make all the characters walk off into a happy ending. But in this situation, the writer chose to let the character hold on to that angst. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's a bad thing, because who knows what that's going to make her do it for the rest of her life. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when we have that anger, that's what's going to force us to become, independent or individuals, or really like figure out who we are, versus some people are just like, they let that pain go, and then they're just sort of, they're fine. They're just who everyone says they're supposed to be. But I really like that feeling, like here was this character who was going to hold on to being angry for a while and not just settle, because it made me really think about, all right, so where's she going to go after this? Does that make sense? Anaya, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Any other thoughts? Miss Hughes was here as well. I think she left. She said, "Hi, all. I'm happy to see happy faces. I know your presentations are amazing, like always. Sorry, I don't have sound." Oh, okay, she didn't hear everything, but all right, she's been good. Okay, all right. Danielle, you're here. Put something in the chat, Danielle. It could be anything. Your thoughts. If you like something, don't just say you liked it. Say why you liked it, and things like that. And then Sabor and Anaya, I want y'all to ask a question to Shelby and Ramel. Also just for the sake of saying it, Shelby and Ramel, they go to HBC. They graduated. Ramel graduated. Shelby, you're finishing up your last year, right? Y'all, they're both at colleges, Morehouse and Spelman, which are HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. Yes, which I say is the way to go. I did not go that way. I went to NYU. I graduated from Sabor's High School, Montclair High School, and I went to NYU. My main thing is I just wanted to live in New York City, and NYU had a dramatic writing program, so I went for playwriting. But I just want to put the colleges that we went to out there, because y'all will be choosing your colleges very soon, and things of that nature. So it's things to think about. But I do want y'all to ask Shelby and Ramel some questions. As I'm also waiting on you, Danielle, to type something in this chat, like some type of a reflection about everything that you saw. Did you like it? Why did you like it? Things of that nature. And after we do all that, we're pretty much done for the day. Anaya, Sabor, questions for our actors, anything?
Did you enjoy going to HBC? I mean, that's a dumb question. Probably did, but
No,
I
it's
mean,
not. It's a good question.
yeah. Was your time there enjoyable? Like, some people don't really enjoy college until like their second and third year. That's what I've heard.
Well, I don't know if you were directing that at anyone specifically, but I think so. For if you guys don't know, Spelman is an all-girls school, but it's in a consortium of three schools, where Morehouse is the all-boys school, and then Clark Atlanta is a co-ed school. And so, yeah, I really have enjoyed my time at Spelman, because it was really just the first time. I grew up around a bunch of Mexican Americans. So it was the first time that I was around a lot of people who looked like me, and everything we were learning was about our history and our present and our future. And so I think it was very beneficial, and I feel confident to say that I can go into the world as a Black woman now and like hold my own. Like, no shade, no tea, no lemonade, but I have been in spaces with other Black people, and I could just tell that they may not have had a certain, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like in at HBCU, we're required to do certain readings and be in certain spaces that are centered, they're Afrocentric, right? So they make everything about us, about Black people. And I think unless you're the kind of person that goes out of your way to look into these authors like Bell Hooks, James Baldwin, Angela Davis, these activists, these writers, these scholars, unless you've done that on your own time and you've been in these spaces, it's kind of hard to build and hold your own in this world where people aren't very nice to us. And so I'm just really thankful to have gone to Spelman and the AUC. It's a lot of culture, a lot of history, and it's made me who I am today.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Your mic, Ramel. Okay, good. Hi, Miss Hughes.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed my time too. Wow, I think freshman year was one of it could have been one of my most fun years. I think I was still like learning how to be a student. I came from like such a weak high school background. I really had to like learn how to execute like time management and how to have an effective schedule and actually stick to it. So I struggled in that regard, but I mean, if you can start developing those skills now, like just having a good set schedule and being disciplined enough to stick to it, and then college is easy. And if you can stick to that, you know, your grades are going to skyrocket, and it's going to leave space for all the other, you know, activities that's going on, especially if you're at an HBCU. I mean, I don't know what it's like to not be at an HBCU, so I really can't compare it, but I know, you know, there's always something going on. At Morehouse and Spelman, it's like a block party every Wednesday at Morehouse, a block party every Friday at Spelman, house parties every weekend. You know, there's a million distractions outside. So as long as you stick into what you got to do, there's always fun waiting for you.
Yeah. So Boris' mom said that it's a lot of sports going on with him. So I don't know if athletics are going to be a choice in his journey, but you know, just to add on to that, you know, I gotta say, and Ramel, I know you had sports backgrounds, but some of the best actors that I work with, they have sports backgrounds because they really learn how to, you know, just sort of feel and make quick decisions with their emotions and things of that nature. I do know what it's like to be at a non-HBCU because NYU is definitely not an HBCU. And I wish if I could go back in time, I would go to Howard. Like I would go to HBCU. Like it would be my choice, hands down. I would probably go to Howard. But I went to NYU and I really didn't enjoy myself there because I just didn't. It's really important to be around folks that you feel comfortable with, but still are challenged by. And, you know, that's something that I didn't experience at my college. And, you know, there was some other stuff. I also won a really big writing competition going into college that I was produced off Broadway when I was a freshman in college, which is something that a lot of people don't experience for a while. So there was a lot of energy directed towards me from that, but it's definitely something that I wish I experienced when I was at a school where I was just with a different mix of people. Your college choice is very important, though. It's very important. That's sort of why I'm opening that conversation up or that line of dialogue up for you all to think about, because y'all are closer there than the students we've worked with in the past. All right. Anaya, you have a question. What's your question? Anaya, you're muted. Are you there? Anaya, let me ask you this. I have a question for you. So, do you have interest in the arts? Because you have like a lot of artistic energy.
Me?
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I have thought about it, but I've never done it.
Yeah. You might want to think about it. I remember from the first class, your introduction. You're the one. You said that you're shy or something like that, or you like to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I said this to you as well. I find that folks who like to be quiet and sort of laid back, they make very good artists because they're always observing, right? And they see things in people that other people don't see, right? So I keep on saying, like, I work with a lot of students around New York, New Jersey, and I always find that the students who are quiet, there's something very special about them, because they're taking in a different energy in the room. It's a very important energy, right? And also from the nature of your monologue, I feel that you might want to think about doing some writing, like here and there in the future. Like at least, um, if your school has creative writing classes, check it out. You know what I mean? Or if there's a play or something at your school, think about it, right? Because you might find that you utilize that energy in a different way. I want to put that out there. Your monologue had a lot of layers to it on an emotional level, right? And I noticed you said that when Shelby read the monologue, you said you were happy what she was able to do with it. But truthfully, if it wasn't in the writing, she wouldn't be able to find all those emotions. Like you put that there. So, I'm just putting that out there to think about it. Question it. Ask the actors a question. What do you have?
Um, what made you guys start wanting to act?
Good question. Ramel, you're on mute.
I keep doing that. For me, it's funny. I think I was looking for a way to express myself. Um, which is funny. What Mr. Neves was just saying. I wasn't necessarily quiet, but I would say that there was always a part of me that was silenced. That just kind of wanted to speak up. So I was loud and outgoing from one perspective, but from another angle, there was a part of me that I just kind of kept hidden, I guess, or I guess I struggle with being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if that makes any sense. So I think it was like my senior year at college. I was just kind of looking for something to give me that space to be vulnerable, and I remember going to like this little storefront church growing up as a kid. And long story short, this woman said she saw lights, camera, action in my future. So I thought about that my senior year, and I thought about The Dark Knight. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, The Dark Knight, when Heath Ledger played the Joker. And when that movie came out, I was so mesmerized by it. I went and saw it like 7 times. I was so fascinated with what Heath Ledger was doing. So lo and behold, senior year comes around. Those 3 components just came together. I was looking for a way to express myself. I thought about what that woman told me, and then I thought about Heath Ledger's performance in The Joker. I said, all right, well, let me try acting. Maybe I could find it there. And so I tried it out, just started having fun with it. And I was on track to go to law school, and then I graduated, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw all that to the side, and I'm going to just dive into this acting thing.
Wow. I never knew that, Ramel. That's dope.
Yeah.
Good. Cool. All right. Shelby?
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I was a little kid, kind of like Ramon, I was just a big ball of energy, and I really was just looking for ways to like channel it. And I used to just be that kid that would tell everybody to shut up and look at me because I'm about to sing something or I'm about to do something, and it was getting on everybody's nerves. So they would just like put me in the church theater, and like everyone always says, "Oh, I was in the church," whatever. And so yeah, I definitely did that, and then I was able to do some plays in school, and it was just no matter what I was doing, whether it was like visual art or sports or what have you, I just always came back to theater into acting, into writing. I love the community of it. I love that just something you say or how you portray something can change someone's perspective. It can make them feel emotional. Like I did the show with Keith Bolden, Hands Up, and we went to South Carolina. The play is about police brutality. It's 7 testimonies written by 7 different playwrights.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I don't know if y'all know, but South Carolina, racist. There were people there with like cowboy boots on and camouflage, and they're like coming up to us. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna say? And they just said things like, "You changed my whole perspective. I didn't even know that that's," which you know. But yeah, I just had never been a part of anything like that where people are literally saying like, I might be a little less racist just because of something I said. So because of moments like that, that's definitely why I wanted to pursue acting, because it's like it's life, and you get to relive life in these moments, in these instances. Just with y'all's monologues, those are entire human beings and lives that we're able to portray, and through those humans, there's like themes and stuff that can change lives. So I just think that's really cool, and that's why I want to do it for the rest of my life.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. This is really dope. Okay. Good. Shelby, I also read in the chat that NYU was your first choice. I'm very happy you chose not to go there and that you went to Spelman. That's very good. Okay. The computer just told me we have about 2 more minutes.
Is it okay to chat?
Yes, please go ahead. But before you start,
Go ahead.
yeah, before you start, Danielle, I'm waiting to hear something like a sentence like in this chat about everything that you're seeing or something like that. All right, go ahead, Ms. Hughes.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to say thank you guys. Like, it's so nice to meet Ramel real quick. And then Shelby, you've been awesome in terms of being there to like encourage the kids, and just your delivery. Forgive me for missing earlier part of the class. And Mr. Nebbs, you're the bomb. Like all these classes, 5 weeks, like y'all don't even know how hard this brother works. But it's been really great to be a part of your class. And just to see, what you're doing and like how it changes the kids and how excited they are to come back and work with you. So I'm definitely going to be promoting for you. Okay. But, just real quick about what we were talking about earlier. I'm an artist, like visual artist, but also, worked as a teacher, and I also work as an administrator. And, as a champion for the arts, I'd have to tell you guys, like, if you're making choices for college, I went to Seton Hall. I also went to Columbia in New York. And it's very lonely. Like if you pick a school like Columbia, if you pick, the NYU, I've had friends that have gone to different schools, and the experience at the HBCUs just seems to be more like colloquial, more, like folks wrap their arms around you, and then you come out loud and proud. You know what I'm saying? You have a leg to stand on. And in a world that's already very Caucasian in America, not the world, but just America, you really need to come out strong and feel good about yourself and be confident, know where you come from. And it's not necessarily that you shouldn't go to the other schools, because there are some positives, meaning like, when you go to certain schools, NYU, Columbia, you can kind of like just do whatever you want to do. People see it and they go, oh, boom, it'll get you in the door. But in terms of you having staying power, you need to be confident in the work that you do. So be passionate about whatever it is that you choose, and make sure it's something that you are damn good at. Go out here and make sure that you don't dilly-dally, but you don't choose things just because your parents said you should, but you definitely want to do something that you're good at and that you're committed to, and it's going to make you happy, because then you'll never work a day in your entire life. Right. And that's how I feel. Okay. I'm so happy you guys joined us. Thank you so much, Mr. Nebbs.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was a very good note to really end on. Like this was good. This was a very good session. So, and I'm telling you, Sabor and Anaya, y'all brought it out of us a lot, because what you all contributed to the class. Ms. Hughes knows seen a lot, and probably secondly, Shelby has seen a lot, but it was very good to work with y'all and to end on this note with y'all too as well. Danielle, It's going to kick us off in 30 seconds, but I'm hoping, Danielle, you got something out of it as well. And you think about it, and also that you think about maybe some acting or theater down the line. Okay? Sabor is saying hello, Miss Hughes. I is Sabor in Winter. Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right, that's all. I just want to tell y'all have a happy summer. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe out here. When school starts, be safe with everything and what you're doing. Y'all did good work. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, awesome. Please send an email or a text to Mr. Nebs, just letting him know how much you like the class. Even your parents, they could do it, or you could do it.